Welcome to Sir Lancelot's Real Estate Roundtable, your guide to mastering the realm of real estate in Central East Florida. I am Sir Lancelot Leonard, ready to uncover the secrets of seller strategies, home staging, mortgage mastery, and more. From Daytona Beach to Cocoa Beach, Lake County to St. Augustine, join me as we navigate the intricacies of real estate. As the leader of the Sir Lancelot Group at Florida Homes Realty and Mortgage, I'm here to arm you with knowledge and innovation, whether you're a seasoned homeowner or a first-time buyer, unveiling the kingdom of real estate, one roundtable at a time. Today's episode, I'm thrilled to introduce our guest, Sean Sedita. Sean's journey is a fascinating one, starting behind a drum set and evolving into a powerhouse in the world of commercial real estate. After spending years as a drummer, Sean made a remarkable transition into real estate industry, where he's now making waves at eXp Realty. Sean, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you so much. That was a great little introduction there. I appreciate that. Appreciate that.
You're a really good. Sean's a really good friend of mine. I've known Sean for 5 years now. I've been up in this area, and he was the first agent that actually helped me buy my first investment property. So going to a commercial, I was like, hey, let's talk to Sean about commercial real estate. But let's see first, Sean, your journey from being a drummer to a commercial real estate agent, what motivated you to make such a different change, career shift? Tell me a little bit about that.
No, I mean, it's a really good question. It was something that I don't know if I was really seeking it, to be honest. So growing up around music my whole life, really, family involved and everything like that, I ended up being heavily vested in the music industry for 20 years plus. And the industry just started to change a lot in a lot of ways. And we always adapted with the times and everything like that. It was nothing to really do with that. But as the industry was changing, we're getting older, and everyone that I was involved with started to grow in their own paths, in their own ways. I mean, we're still all very close. We all still talk. All the guys that I was affiliated with the band and everything, I mean, they're my brothers. There's no question, it's family. And then, as you know, we have a common colleague, a good friend that I also grew up with, that was in the real estate industry. So as the business started to not necessarily phase out or do anything like that, but as it was going through that progression, I was looking to really keep my days busy because we weren't touring as much. We weren't traveling as much. We were just more or less staying around the state of Florida. And I was looking for something because we were so used to being active. So I was just looking for ways to be active and also make extra money as well. So that's when I reached out to our good friend and my colleague there, Mr. Dino Dodani, who's been in the industry for now, I think, 20 plus years. Not knowing anything about real estate at all, even buying my own home while I wasn't even in the state of Florida at the time traveling. Hey, you're now a commercial real estate agent. What does that mean? What does that even mean? What? So thrown to the world.
This little thing doesn't stop ringing.
But then just, the education throughout, all of the brokerages and courses and things that we have to go through as licensed realtors. And then also being in the streets, as you know, learning a lot, and knock on wood, I enjoy it. You know what I mean? I do. I enjoy it. As you know, it's never dull. You know what I mean? We never have a dull moment. We're always busy morning, noon, and night. I mean, I even think last night, my poor friend, I'm like, I'll call you in an hour. And then a client called, changed the whole course of the trajectory of a whole thing. 3 hours later, I'm like, are you still awake? I'm so sorry. But yeah, that's pretty much made the transition from music to real estate.
So I'm going to open it up a little bit more because I know it a little deeper. So there was a progression in the music industry that led to you guys not being as busy as you were prior the internet world, so-called, and the free downloads and all that stuff. So the band wasn't making the money that they were making before. And I think that was part of the reason. And also you're getting married and get family and all that stuff. So a lot of those things get involved into, hey, I need a day job. Can't be. Look, I was a bartender. I know exactly how you feel about that.
Most definitely. Well, it was a lot like the labels were changing. You know what I mean? The desires to, we always did it ourselves. We had our own record company as well. But it was like But at the end of the day, we were never doing it to be famous. You know what I mean? When people were like, "Oh, this we did knock on wood, MTV, Billboard," you know what I mean? And not again, I'm extremely grateful. Movies, television shows, video games. I mean, blessed. But it was just we needed a break internally. You know what I mean? Because we were together every day for 20 years, and then just the break of our bodies. Also, we love like brothers, fight like brothers. Also, but then we also wanted a little bit of a break to recharge the battery to also come back. But it was just like at the end of the day, when I said not to be famous, we loved to write and create. I'm sure like everybody in that field does. Our whole thing was just to make really good music for everyone that touched people and everything. It wasn't for, you know what I mean, any
Yeah,
really
yeah, yeah.
other thing. Of course, we had to make a living to support ourselves, pay the rents or whatever, or the mortgages or whatever. And then when we did it, as you know, during the COVID time. That's when we took our break in 20. And I think what kind of really made the transition that we stopped up was when we lost our bass player.
Oh yeah, that was a sad happened. COVID was nasty with a lot of people. Any
Yeah.
skills or lessons from your time spent as a drummer that helped you in real estate? Anything that transferred over? Any skills?
Yeah, I would say a lot because going back to not just being behind a drum kit or writing or in a studio or whatever like that, we operated our company and we had employees, we had vendors, the whole thing. So, and also dealing with other labels and venues, and depending on what was happening, there was negotiations on how much for the band or what does the band need or what is this, and also with those with placements on film and television and in video games and things like that. So a lot of those things going into real estate, it was a change, but it was almost like changing out just the product, but
Mm-hmm.
not, but not really changing out the way that it works. And also marketing as real estate. I mean, we wear a lot of hats on it. I'm sorry, it's been a busy day today, but we wear a lot of hats. You're a marketer, in some cases, you're a therapist, and then you got to negotiate,
This guy.
find the deals. And so, like, we would hunt. So, like, finding listings was like finding venues to play or booking a tour. Marketing for those shows is the same as like, okay, how are we going to market this property, or what is this property about, or what does it have to offer? So it was different, but not so different. The only thing for me was like not having any real estate knowledge at all, and just you're in, man. You know what I mean? Like sink or
Exactly.
swim. It's like sink.
Bouncing off of that, so what were the biggest challenges you faced when you started real estate? So one was the knowledge, I'm guessing, that you just talked about. I mean, you get your license, everybody knows you get your license, you're not really ready to sell real estate.
No,
Not even close.
no, no,
You
no.
have to go through the ringer a few times before you actually can sell something. So tell
The
me a little
big
bit about that.
Yeah, so I can definitely share on this. So I remember, so this was kind of happening. The band was still going on. So I was still like gigging, or we were recording and doing things at night. And then, of course, I was in the office in the day. And, sometimes you would come, some of the nights they were dating until 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning to get home. But the biggest challenge for me, I would say, was when I got into it, was the terms of commercial real estate. When they would turn around, to me and they'd be like, what is the cap rate? Or what is the NOI? Or is there value add on this deal or this or that? And I didn't even know what they were saying. I didn't think about, oh, let me go make notes or let me go to Google the cheat. Because you know how it worked for me. It was, you're up, you're on, here's the call, here's Mr. Smith. So I would turn around and I'd be like, what is this? What is that? You know what I mean? I remember because the way I sat, Dino's desk was right over here, and I'd be like, Dino, what's an NOI? I have no idea. Where do I find it? You know what I mean? So the terms were huge. The terms were huge. And really just having an understanding of, and especially you, because you kind of wear both hats too. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You do commercial and residential.
Residential, yeah, I do, and I do rentals too. So
Yeah, I mean, and
I'm
but your knowledge though, but where I was saying it, like where I was going with that was not just not even knowing about real estate, or like you said, like when we go to school or when
yeah,
we
licensed.
beginning classes or whatever, they talk about just your inspection and your disclosure, and you know what I mean, and MLS, and here's your Supra. It's not like What's the zoning on this? And does the city allow this? And how many units can I build on there? And what's the property manager doing? And do we have estoppels? Is the tenants late? Or what's the run loss report from the insurance companies? And you know what I mean? You're like, I don't know what you're saying. I mean, I tell everybody I was yelled at, you know what I mean? A lot, or get me your upper person yeah, what am I doing talking to you? And I kind of heard a lot over the sun. But the only thing is, as crazy as that was, it made me better. Obviously, like any of us, it did make me, we got like that education and then we got the street. You know what I mean? And
This is learning on the street. And I know Dino loves doing that. Throw you in the deep end of the
yeah,
pool
sink or
and
swim.
just swim, buddy,
Yeah,
swim.
Yeah,
He
that's
did that
it.
to
Good
me
luck,
when I
buddy.
moved up here. I was like, what the hell? I was like, what's going
Yeah.
on?
Oh, yeah. But yeah.
He has a lot of experience, though. I guess that's where it comes from. He's like, you never learn unless you actually swim, like try to swim.
Yeah.
So tell me a typical day to day for you. I know what is the life of a commercial agent? I know you're also a father of two, so you have daddy daycare sometimes. But besides that, tell me a little bit about your day to day operations. What do you do?
Yeah, so right now it's a little bit of a transition period because my wife, she got a promotion at work. You know what I mean? But typically, I would say, so the phone starts to ring, as you know, anywhere from 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. You get those initial calls. So what I like to do is I go ahead and see what, incoming calls are coming in, immediately start checking emails, and then also having a list of what has to be done for that day, or if anything was time pressing. Like, for example, last night, the call that changed the whole trajectory of a deal. First thing in the morning, he's like, call me. We got to make some addendums. And so I do that and basically try to get as much. Where I am bad is my follow-up. Truth be known, I'm horrible at the follow. And the only reason is, I mean, it's there, but it's hard to just keep up when you're mostly a one-man show in a lot of ways. They're doing that. But then once all that is taken care of, I do typically would be prospecting after that, just trying to bring in prospects, see what we can get in, and also seeing if we find something for someone that's one of our clients that might be looking for something, or vice versa. And before I might go to prospecting, if I know, like, we have a good client right now that's we just sold an 18 unit for him. Very blessed, lucky we got that deal done for him. And now he's in a 1031 and the clock's ticking. Yeah. And again, what's a 1031? You know what I mean? That was the other thing. What's a 1031? I don't know. But so he's really honest. He's like, hey, we got to get this. He's never been in one before, so he's a little stressed out. So he's like, or I'll go on the hunt for somebody and see if there's any inventory out there that we don't necessarily have within our network or community of ourselves. Branch out on the different areas to see if there's something that might fit. And then prospecting. And after that, knock on wood, due to marketing, going back to some of the skills, fortunately enough, the database and of leads, I guess we'd say, we kind of have a good niche or a good grip on how to bring in those leads. So it's really just catering to those leads on a daily basis and making sure that we have inventory for them that they can choose from and that may fit their needs, wants, and desires, to be honest with you.
Yes. So basically follow up in the afternoon and hard work in the morning.
Yeah. And then, as you know, the calls that come in from what you're doing on the deal, and it'll totally,
yeah,
here we go this way
today,
and
but
let me get whoa. Yeah, dude. So you just got to hang in.
Fun fact about Sean, his lovely wife helped deliver my second child. So it's awesome.
Yes.
Is a nurse for everybody. Yes. So she is a hero, hometown hero. And of course, our hero too, because she was there at the birth and helping us.
That was amazing. When she told me.
Yeah. My wife was super excited about that. Oh my God, someone I know is going to help me. That was so much better with that. It was crazy. So building a strong client relationship is crucial in real estate. And how do you ensure you provide the best service to your clients to build that relationship with them?
Well, it's really funny that you asked that or bring that up, because this is something that I actually was in a big discussion with this morning about this, where we were kind of going a little bit of clashes going on this morning. So it's just me, and I don't think it'll ever change. I mean, I'm being just so honest with you, and you know me.
Yeah.
Customer service to me, when I say just customer service, it's not like customer service. It's important. Like, a lot of times in our field, just having the term realtor, people are like, oh, that car salesman, or we're just doing this or doing that. Some of them are, as you know, I mean, let's be honest. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
There's others that are not, men and women. There's no restrictions here or whatever like that. But what I'm saying is, actually caring about your client. You know what I mean? Really caring. Like when we did our first deal, when I first met you, I mean, there was care and concern. So sometimes they're like, and that's another thing that I know we deal with. And going back to the day of how many minutes are you on the phone with a client versus to this or that or this and that. So I personally have a hard time with that because I listen to what they're saying. I want to know what they're saying. I want to make sure that, and I know you do too, truth be known. And it's important to me. It's really, really important to be able to listen to your clients and give them the care and the service and do our job for our companies and give them that. Not just like, yeah, you want, a 20, you're looking for a 20 unit, Mr. Smith. And okay, all right, I'm going to send you over. Click on my tabs, rent and roll and P&Ls and T12s are in there. And just let me know. I have a lender if you need one, call me or text me. Bye. I don't work. Oh, and I love this one. Yeah, don't call me after 5 and I don't work Saturdays and Sundays. Boom. You know some people like that, bro.
I do know some people like that. Yes, that's commercial real estate 101, kind of in a lot of instances. In a lot of instances, not everybody, but
I think it's nuts.
A bunch of them, yeah. It's like the old school big boys club kind of mentality. Like they've been around for the business for so long, they have so much inventory that they can do that. They can get away with it without having any friction in their business. But you and me, we're still young at this, so we are trying to build up that rapport. I don't think we'll ever get to where they are saying that we're not going to answer our phones after 5, we're on the weekends. I think we're always going to be ready for our clients. If it's an emergency, of course, and if a new call comes in or new lead comes in or a new client referral comes in on the weekend, we're going to call them on the weekend. It's like, we're not going to, stop because it's a weekend. I mean, I work on the weekends just as much as you do.
I know you do. No, you're a beast. I'm not, I know. I talk about you all the time, how proud and what a beast you are, to be honest with you.
Thank you, man. So let's get to the juicy part here.
Oh, geez.
What are the current trends in commercial real estate? What are you seeing? What is impacting our business? Tell me a little bit about that. I know we talked about it a little bit. There's a lot to unveil here, so let's get to it.
Well, right now, the economic environment's a little funky. We know rates really aren't where they want to be. I mean, we're in Florida. So anyone listening, we're in the state of Florida. We're also dealing with insurance companies that have changed courses or have left the state or have increased policies in different areas. So we're navigating all, but if you go to like New York experiences some of that as well right now, and California as well. So it is funky. There's certain areas of the country like the Carolinas that are doing really good right now in Texas. There's a lot of people looking. I mean, at the end of the day, investors, so I'd say a majority of like commercial, 70% of it is like investor based. You know what I mean? They're not really, once in a while, there's a small percentage that are looking for that property for their company or their business, or they're looking to, do some sort of a build out or some other for an idea that they may want to do, or for an assisted living situation, or for veteran services or things like that. But what I'm really seeing trend wise now is multifamily is still a big thing.
Oh, we're still upticking in that?
Yeah, it's still there. And the reason why across the country is the demand for housing and living is just there. And as going back to the way we are with rates, not everybody can afford to buy the home. Not everybody, there's still a shortage of housing. A lot of people are still living with their parents, so-and-so, or this or that. And as you know, here in Florida, I heard yesterday, it was like still 1,200 people a day we're getting. I mean, that's a lot of people. And you see the growth that we have with the different companies that are coming in here. And I was over at Costco and I met a woman from Jersey, and we were just talking, and she's coming to work for Amazon. And she's like, I'm here now. We're helping work in there, but we don't know where we want to live. We don't know the area that well. We're looking to rent. We don't want to rent an apartment, but we want to like maybe rent like a house or a townhome, or, so multifamily is still there, is still going. I also see what has been happening too is land. There's still builders that want to build housing. And when I say housing, I mean multifamily structure housing.
Yeah.
But also with that too, is the hotel and motel conversions into multifamily.
Like,
that is like a whole other
long-term
topic.
rentals or weekly rentals, or what are you talking about on?
Well, no, I mean, they try to do it into the into long-term rentals, because there are certain towns and cities that are changing the weekly rental situation on properties because they want to clean up the areas. So I know over by us in our area, there's, I'm not going to mention any, but there's already cities that are cracking down on a couple of our clients that have that they're like, nope, or you got to do it, or you can do a weekly rental, but they're only allowed to stay for that 1 week. And then they literally have to move from that week out of that unit into another unit. They have to keep shuffling and playing around. That's a headache. That's a headache. Otherwise, trend wise right now, like I know in New York, the apartments are still doing really well. Like when I say that, the apartments are just selling. Also, they are turning over some of those office spaces into apartment, New York City apartments, or
that's due to what happened during COVID with all the people moving out of their offices and working mobilely from wherever they are. And now those office buildings are standing empty. So
Yeah.
they're like, what should we do? Well, let's repurpose it into condos, correct? That's what you're saying.
Yeah, and we have it here
Apartments.
too. Yeah, and we do have it here too. A sad thing that I heard that is, it's all public, is our mall, our local. We're the generation, we were kids, we were in, let's go to the mall. You go to the food court, whatever,
Yeah.
Macy's, goes to sneakers. But I heard our mall is going to become an apartment complex. They're doing it in phases.
I've heard that too. I heard that too. By the way, I have a little something to hint away. I'm getting a developer from Hungary that wants to build multifamily. So I'm looking for land right now for them to build.
You see what I mean? And land to build, you know what I mean? Yeah. So
there you go. There's another hat for the commercial agent,
And I think we have that for you. I think we do have that for you.
Awesome. We'll talk about it outside the show. But so any advice for you to give to someone looking to transition into real estate or transition into commercial real estate, something aspiring? Why would someone want to go and be a commercial agent and the dog eat dog, big boy group, or the Wild West, as I call it, real estate agent? Because it feels like, to me, in a commercial, there is absolutely no regulations. It's like, here's my contract, there's the lender, he said he'll lend on it. 2 days before closing, I'm not lending on it. Goodbye. Even though I gave you the letter, you're like there standing like, I was like, what's gonna happen now? What are we doing? It's like, we've been under contract for 3 months and the lender last day pulls out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It happened to us. And then we got another lender that did it in less than 30 days. Like, it was insane. I mean, how could we make that happen? We did it though. We did it.
Yeah. Advice, what I would say is, what I would do, again, my story is sink or swim. I don't know I guess it depends on the individual or their background, if they have any experience in anything at that point. But I would really say to find someone that in their area that you like and that you feel comfortable working with, and that you feel is ethically ethically there. Like, that's the one thing too, going back to like service and everything. I'm not saying this, I know you're the same way with all this. I mean, it is the Wild West, but there's certain, we still know our foundation and do that. But if you can find a good mentor that can really work with you and guide you, I would say
good ethics,
but really learn from. And there's a lot. I mean, we're in Florida again. There's a lot of good people here in Florida. We have some of the biggest in Miami. I mean, that's your backyard.
Yeah.
The growth and everyone from up, investor, big capital groups and everything out of New York, they're all in Miami, and some that are coming this year, and we already have plans for next year and in 2026. You got our Grant Cardone down there as well. That's all over the place blowing up.
You own a few properties here too.
Yeah, you have Mr. Mala over in Tampa. If anyone's familiar with Ben Mala, I mean, a phenomenal guy, big guy, came from nothing, wonderful story. We've had the fortune of talking with him, working up. Well, we never closed a deal with him, but him and his son worked on pitched a couple of things, see if it would fit. But you got huge investors here. But I mean, just to learn, even speaking of those, like, they also have shows like on YouTube and things like that. But even just to learn from some of the, listen to a Grant Cardone, on the commercial side, or listen to a Ben. And there's so many others that I'm not even mentioning right now. So I find a good mentor or someone that you feel that you can really learn from and grow and trust. And then also go outside of just that box to self-educate a little bit of other people, because they're all going to give you a piece of something. You know what I mean? They're all going to,
oh yeah, for sure,
a little thing here and a little thing there.
Golden nuggets.
Yeah, little nuggets. And it's hard to keep up with all of it, but over time, if you hang in that fight, you will absorb and you will succeed.
Take notes after your meetings, especially when you're meeting with, this is like, if you're the smartest guy in the room, you're in the wrong room kind of saying. So always surround yourself with people that are superior to yourself, most likely to learn from them, you know? In some shape or form. Maybe they're not superior physically or whatever, but they might be better at something, and you want to learn that something, so you surround yourself with people that are better at that thing. But here's a time for a nice plug. Sean, the Deal Room. He is a man of many talents, and him and Dino put together this amazing podcast back in the day. And if you guys want to get some golden nuggets, that's sure a good place to go and go find it out. It is the Deal Room. Sean, I wanted to mention that so you get a little chance to talk about it too. Give us a few words about your little podcast.
Thank you. Yeah, so me and Dino were going really strong on that. It's a lot of fun. We did kind of like put the brakes on it, but mostly a lot of it was my fault because of my scheduling and things like that. We talk about it. We're getting ready. We are going to pick it up again. I would probably say, I just found out he's going to be on a 3-week travel European journey coming up soon. So summer's here. I know. I wanted to ask you about that too. If your plans are still, you're going to be out of the country.
I'll be out of town in July.
So you are. So July, yeah, you're going to be out for
July to August.
Yeah, everybody's on summer vacation, but it's okay because we're working on some things just business wise that we're changing around a little bit. I remember I was mentioning to you, which we have that going, but I would probably say we're probably going to pick that back up again in the fall. I would say probably around like August, September area.
September. Guys, just so you know, there are about, 50 episodes or more on YouTube.
There might. Yeah. We were cranking them. We were doing like, I think 2 or 3 a week.
If you want to catch up on some Deal Room stuff, you could definitely catch up on it before they start launching the new episodes out. It's almost like the Bigger Pockets, but done in a small town version. I love it. It's really good to watch it. And they have some good pointers, some good properties, some good deals that they talk about, how the deals went down. If you want to learn about commercial real estate, these guys have been at it for so long, like a decade plus or 2 decades plus. They have stuff to talk about. Thank you, Sean, for coming on the show. I really appreciate your time. And I know you're a super busy guy. I would love to have you more often if I could, or have Dino as well, or the both of you, at one point. And we can talk.
There we go. Get a party started.
Yeah. We can't let us 3 to be in one room. That's that's dangerous. We're going to have some drink for that.
No, anytime, man. Always there for you. And thank you so much for having me. And congratulations on all your success too. When I say that, like I said, I tell everybody how, and you are great. To be honest, you're one of the biggest guys in the area. You be proud. I know I'm modest and humble, like, you know what I mean? Don't say it, but Lance, that's all I got to say, man. Seriously. Come on. Numbers don't lie, right? I learned that too. The numbers don't lie, Sean.
The numbers don't lie.
I know. But yeah.
For sure. Awesome. Well, thanks, Sean. Bye.
You got to have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on Sir Lancelot's Real Estate Roundtable, where we've unveiled the mysteries of real estate together. Remember, in this kingdom of possibilities, every dream home is just a discussion away. I can help your real estate dreams come true. Just call me at 786-449-7518. Until our next roundtable, may your ventures be prosperous and your homes be filled with love and joy. Farewell, fellow knights of real estate.